YAJFF, YAJFF, YAJ. Welcome to YAJ. Welcome to YAJ.
Hello, everybody. How y'all on this fine Saturday night? It's cold. Don't be shaking your head. All right. What if? Now this is gonna be a good one because I want to hear your comments on this one. If you had to say which cartoon character your family reminds you of, what would you say? What would you say?
Nothing.
None of your members remind you of a cartoon character?
I don't even like my family members.
Oh, you know what? You are so wrong. You try to put a good old front on. There's your mom right there. She said good evening. I can't believe you said that.
That is not my mom. That's the woman I came out of accidentally for 9 months. I borrowed some things.
Does she call you the borrowers?
I borrowed some things. Anyway, love you grandkids, love you children. What's up, y'all, on a YAJ Saturday? Did you hear? Oh my God. Let's go down the list here. Larry King, Hank Aaron, and if y'all who watch Sanford Song remember Julio, he died today. Good Lord.
Julio. I'm telling you, how old was Julio though?
83. I mean, look, guys, I don't know before I get into all this, do you know what a narcissist? Somebody won $1 billion.
Your mom said, okay now.
Somebody won $1 billion. I mean, one person won $1 billion.
What would you do with $1 billion? I mean, I know there's things in your mind, but the minute you get that money and you're sitting there looking at it and you're like, where do I start? Where do I begin? Or all these people that are going to come and see me, and I'm probably not telling you exactly where it's at.
I mean, guys, ever since COVID-19 hit, the rapid rate of not just stars,
boy, so crazy.
Not just stars, but a lot of people that has passed between March of last year to this point. And we're not even out of January yet.
No, we're not. Because it's only January 23rd.
I hope that when you listen to some of the stuff I'm trying to tell you, you clearly start to understand what I'm starting to mean. You're getting up out of here one way or another. You can go out kicking and screaming, or you can go out in the glory of God's rays. But you're getting up out of this place one way or another. This ain't meant for you to stay here. I don't know why y'all can't see that.
Well, it's not, nobody can't see that. I mean, you got to realize we grew up in the 70s. So seeing these actors or actresses that's been on there, thinking, well, they're as old as we are. You know, they've been on there that long. A lot of them are a lot older than us. You know, we're starting to lose a lot of good people that we've had. And now it's time for a new whole generation, new crowd to come in. And it's going to make you wonder how they're going to start doing things.
They're not.
You know,
That's okay to defend for themselves.
Are they going to start keep doing movies? You know, are they going to, because the movie theaters are not open right now, or there might be a few.
Well, I'm going to get back to that in a minute. Do you know a narcissist? One, everything will revolve around this person. It will be all about their needs, their wants, their life. 2, Nothing will ever be their fault. Even with evidence to the contrary, it still is never their fault. My ex. That one's clearly hers.
Not mine.
They neglect you, take you for granted, and never make you feel important or valuable. That could be anybody's husband or wife today. Because if you look at, and this is why it's so important, I sit here and I try to make everyone see what I post. Because somebody had something about marriages, why they don't last long. I'm going to tell you why they don't last long. Before you even get to communication, and my mom was right about some things, but you're so quick to sleep with that person, you don't talk to that person. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. There's no mercy. Yeah. But the whole thing about that is, when you truly think about it, you're supposed to date your significant other, whether they boyfriend or girlfriend, husband or wife, fiance. You're supposed to date them till the day you die. We don't do that. It's like my grandparents and my mom's generation left off the key. They lost the key on how to have a successful marriage. Because how many of us was told or taught about a successful marriage? None. Because if not, in these last 2 or 3 decades, the divorce rate wouldn't be so high.
Yeah, but you got to understand, back in the day, you were supposed to wait a minute. You were supposed to be married. You were supposed to be married and have children.
Mm-hmm.
Out of wedlock, that was frowned upon. You know, and parents back then didn't always talk about relationships or sex or certain things like that. They didn't talk about that. That was not, you just don't talk about it. Now, this day and age, you need to talk about that. You need to tell your kids how it goes. You know, yes, I've been married, I've been divorced, I haven't been remarried. Don't know if I even want to get married again. Who knows? Right person comes along, maybe. But the thing is, you've got to communicate with your children and start talking to them about things. Hey, this is what I did wrong. This is what you need to learn is communication, working with each other. You know,
stop settling. That's number one. Stop settling.
Well, if you feel comfortable in a relationship.
Nope. Stop settling.
But see, you lose that sight though. There are people that you don't realize you lose that sight.
True. But in the same token, everybody tends to forget. Some people do not hide their bad habits. And I still married her. So in the end, I blame myself, which I have until I understood how to heal from it. Now, when I move forward with a female, I know exactly what I'm looking for. I don't want a mother. I don't need a grandmother. I don't need someone who can take care of me. I want someone who's 50 or 100%.
No, you do want, in a relationship, you do want somebody that could be there to take care of you just as much as you take care of them. Because if you did get sick in that, you want them to be there to take care of you, not walk away.
Well, they're going to walk away regardless if they do that or not. That's why you date this person before you marry this person.
Well,
you date this person before you sleep with this person. The whole thing about it is that's where we fall apart. We always so quick to hop into bed, but we always forget about the one part. You still got to have a conversation afterwards.
I'd hope you have a little conversation before you do it.
Most of us don't. I like that one because the simple fact is we all look what we neglect. You so quick to have a dime piece wife, you forget all the fine china to go with it. You get half of a house instead of a whole home. That's what you get. That's what you settle for. Instead of saying, hey, let's talk about 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I'm just trying to figure out where to cheat. Because see, the whole thing about it is if two people are on the same web page, then you're going to be on the web page until the day you die. That's called golden years. That's why a lot of people can stay married forever. But really, if she was broken in my marriage, she was going to be broken in yours. You just ain't seen it yet.
Oh, they had it very well. And they only let you see a little bit.
Have you ever had a female or a male that takes all the time, never gives, takes? You cook them dinner, you wash their clothes, they still don't appreciate you. You can scrub the floor with a toothbrush, they still don't appreciate you. Takes, always taken, never gives. That's why when you go to court, you're so exhausted because they took everything out of you.
And then they want to take some more.
Need I go on? Never gives anything back. Never. They say they do, but that's to their friends. But in reality, when that door closed, they always neglect you, they take you for granted, and they never give up anything else. Selfish is an understatement when you are dealing with them. Never saw mine. I admit I was selfish about a lot of things because I didn't understand because of the lack of understanding about what my role was as a man. As a man, it doesn't matter if you have a $80,000 a year job or you don't work at all because you're trying to do what is proper for the family. But when you go to court, all that shit don't matter. All that shit don't matter. When you go to court, you're on a different playing field. What I'm trying to tell you is before you go to court, you can fix the problems. If you cannot talk to her, you better make sure you have an exit plan. But if you can talk to her in an adult way and resolve it in an adult way, it will go a hell of a lot smoother. Because I'm telling you, all she got to do is whip her head around and forget you exist, and you're going to be spending the rest of your days in court over nothing. And she will win. Bottom line. You know why wealthy white men always succeed in a courtroom? Because they always have a lawyer on speed dial. Anything goes wrong, he calls.
Oh, I didn't have mine on speed dial. Tony says hi.
I'm just telling you, man. I do this show for the future. I do this show so that way I'm tired of men getting handed nothing. They're getting railroaded. They're getting railroaded behind the kids. They're getting railroaded behind the marriages. I'm not talking about you wealthy people. I'm not talking about you dumbass people who got money. I'm talking about the true men out here who's been pushed over time after time after time by these lying ass women. That's what I'm talking about. And she can speak for y'all on the women's side, but what I'm saying is,
I mean, you do have men out there that needs to go down and all that, but there's men out there that want to be with their kids and stuff like that. And if you keep pushing away, yeah, I was married. I got a divorce. I was so mad. I wanted him not to see the kids, period. But he wasn't a bad man. It's just that we didn't get along and we didn't make it. But the kids got to go see their dad for who that he was. Then they made their own decision. Now, unless the father is a bad drug addict, an abuser, or
anything you can name of that's
anything that's bad, they're abusive, a sex offender, or whatever. No, they should not be with their kids.
But the court's left them.
If you had an argument and you two don't get along, and you might fight, yeah, you might fight. But that's between you two, not them kids. Those kids have every right to see their father and their mother, and they have every right to make their decisions as they grow up to who they really, trust, who they think they could, it will be there for them and take care of them.
Exactly.
But to sit here and say, oh, well, he's a bad father because, oh, he did this to me. My ex-husband and I got in some fights. Yeah, he did some things too. And I'm going to tell you what, that's between me and him, not them kids. And if the kids call you and say, I want to come home, okay, you need to call him and say, why the kids want to come home? Why are the kids having a problem? And kids will play you. Kids will play you both. And don't say they don't, because they will.
The lack of empathy and compassion and the only feelings they care about is their own. See, that's something I truly didn't get until the last minute. Because the thing was, here's what people do. I'm not saying marriage counseling is a sham, but it is. Because, again, it's just like mediation. If two people have on halos, why are you talking to a mediator? If two people have halos, why are you going to counseling? But why is it that every time you go to counseling, it's always you're talking to a female who proclaims they're doing the best they can to help the marriage? Because in the end, you find out that these females side with each other. You think that a male does. Most males don't side with each other. They're there to do exactly what they're supposed to do. They're listening to your problem. When you listen to a problem, just like I could sit here, say if Antonio and Veronica Rose were together and they both had an issue, you're listening to their problems and trying to figure out, okay, what can we do to resolve this for both of you? That's what the way it's supposed to be done.
He don't want to resolve it.
If he doesn't want to resolve it, then you have to sit there and say, he's not a participant in this, in fixing the problem. Because a person who claims they have issues should want to resolve the problem. If you get into a car crash and they bring out the jaws of life and you go, oh, never mind, I got it, they're going to walk away. Whether you need a back brace or whether you got ripped up limbs, if you say you got it, they're going to let you have it. Because the whole thing about it is somebody has to step up as an adult. Somebody has to step up as an adult. But unfortunately, it can't be the man because we already going in there looking bad. I should know from experience. I should know. My whole thing is this. If you're going to counseling, then fix the problem. Stop putting a Band-Aid over the problem. Fix the problem. That way you can help your kids fix their problems. You can say, look, I can't fix everything, but I can give you guidance.
Direct them in the right way. I mean, you know, I've gone to counseling too. It's sometimes you just need a different direction. And then some people just don't need to be together, period.
No, some people need to resolve their effed up issues before they need another person. Because the feelings that how the hell is two people who are broken supposed to fix each other?
Well, sometimes you can get two broken people, and if they're broken, they can understand each other and help each other.
Yeah.
And then there's some that depends on which way they're broken and how you're broken, that it might not work at all.
Yeah. I don't like the word narcissist. I like the word called liars. They lie about their life. Because at least when I was broken, after a while, I finally got a chance to heal myself, which I totally understand after me and Antonio had a great male conversation about, the things that was done to me growing up in my life. And he finally understood how many people shit on top of my head, left their baggage in my backyard.
And that's why he's your counselor.
Yeah, he's just a douchebag.
Did you pay him?
Who?
Did you pay him?
Oh, I want to punch him in his eye. That's payment enough. I want to see that black circle when we go to work.
He's going to give you a black circle.
Oh, see, there he goes. That's what I'm talking about. Last one. Everyone around them are objects to be used for their own gratification or needs. Let me tell you something.
They use you as a pawn.
Let me tell you something. From the day I was born until I divorced my ex-wife, I was a pawn for everybody's punching bag needs. And I never understood the level of negative hatred or negativity that was on top of me from people just putting their negativity on top of me, sprinkling it, washing me down, hosing me. By the time I got out of all that stuff, I was 45 years old. By the time I got out of all that negativity. I was 45 years old. And to add insult to injury, you have to sit here and understand that a lot of people don't go this route because they have either they're surrounded by great people or people looked up to, oh, he's a great guy. Let's help him along in life. Meanwhile, you keep shitting on others. It's like having a family full of boys. You're firstborn, you're middle class. Well, everybody is successful but the middle. Because nobody, once they saw the middle child was going down the wrong path, everybody let him go. So you praise the other two in front of him while he's just the black sheep of the family. But come to find out, you didn't put enough effort in the middle child for him to succeed. But you didn't go to counseling to hear what he was saying to you. But the other brothers knew what was going on, but what were they going to say? See, the whole thing about all this is, and what I'm trying to tell you, stop jumping into a bedroom and playing house. Stop. Think about who you with and just date them first. The sex is always there. It's not going nowhere. Your penis has been here since the dawn of time, and so is your vagina. It's not going nowhere. Believe me. Believe me. It doesn't change. The only thing that changes is the size of your paycheck. But those two things don't change. It's the same hole and the same pole.
Okay, this is what someone wrote. The Bible reads, for better or worse, but when a man gets to a certain age in life and he can't keep up with the wife he wants to bail out the marriage or relationship, to find someone either to tell him what he wants to hear and he wants to leave and go to that woman or man.
Mm-hmm.
That was your mom that did that.
Mm-hmm. You said something, and then you said that was your mom.
Well, I mean, you know what? Leave me alone. Leave me alone. But it's true, for better or for worse. I mean, to see some of these people out here has been together for a long time. I got an aunt and uncle that's been together for 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
Been through everything.
Mm-hmm.
My mom and dad's been together for 37, 38 years.
Mm-hmm.
People can do it. And there's been tough times. There's been arguments and stuff like that. But it's, I commend the people that have been married for a long period of time and have made it. But, there's a lot of us out here that some of us just don't, I don't think we should be married.
You got a bunch of quitters.
Or I didn't want to quit. I didn't want my kids.
I'm not talking about us.
No, I'm just saying. Some people don't want to be.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's things that happen in life that you look back and you look at it and say, could I have stayed? Could I have handled some of the things that the person was doing? Should I just let it go and just deal with it? Some people stay and deal with it on certain levels of things that happen. Some people say, I'm not dealing with it no more. And sometimes you leave these kids in that situation to where things are going on and they're learning those habits. So it's not really a good thing. And I can understand some people just can't get divorced because they have nowhere else to go.
That's
not. They can't afford
an
it.
Excuse.
No, it's not an excuse because if you got kids and you're trying to leave.
Where
are you gonna go?
Hello. Remember,
if you don't have family members alive or anything like that, where are you gonna go?
When I was fresh out of jail, it's not that I was lucky to have my sister there, but if I was in another state and that had happened, I would have been ass out.
Right.
I mean,
like I said, you had somebody go
Notice this. Here's the thing, and this is what I've been trying to drill in your head. When it comes, there's two sides of a coin. When it comes to a man, nobody cares. But a female, they quickly say, oh, we'll help you. Unless they want something out of that female. A male, they will drop on it. If I had
not necessarily. There's females that won't get help either, depending on their situation, how they are. And I'm telling you, there are some people that cannot afford, women or men, getting out of a relationship. They can't afford to get out of it sometimes because they have nowhere else to go. And if you don't have a family member or you have a job, but you're going through this divorce, well, it's costing you money. And or say somebody took all your money, took your bank account, took whatever, that's the thing.
You see what happened?
But what I'm saying is you have somebody to help you. You had a family member that could help you. I have family members that have helped me. If you don't have a family member to help you and you have no one or friends to help you, or they'll help you for just this length amount of time and you got to get yourself together and you can't find something and you're trying hard to find something and they want you to get out.
Have you slept in your car before?
Who? Me? On a camping trip, but not as far as being out there on my own, no.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. There's people, you can sleep in your car, but after a while, you can only go but so many places because cops will be watching. You can't sit there, you can't do this, can't motor here. And there's plenty of people out here that do live in their car and sleep in parking lots all the time.
And it's not a good thing either.
No, it's when it gets cold, you can't leave the car running. You're going to have plenty of blankets.
You ready?
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night on this fine weekend.
Oh, I got a few subjects coming. Believe that. Oh, and don't forget my challenge. I thought you was ready. You need to worry less about my challenge and play the music.
All right, y'all have a good night. Peace out.
YAJ.
See y'all on YouTube Tuesday.
YAJ.
Thank y'all for joining in.
There's a topic you want us to talk about.
Dang, I won.
Put it out there. Tell us. We will try to get something together. Don't be scared.
Love you, Mom.
See, I told you. I told you stuff like that. You better. You better know it's fine. You better tell your mom you love her all the time. She said good night and behave.
Love you, Mom.
Bye, Ruth.
Welcome to YAJ.
Had to work today.
Welcome to YAJ.